Hey, there you go. Hi, YouTube. All right, now you're live. All right, let's see where everybody else is at. Okay, everything's up and running. Cool. All right. Well, welcome everybody. A few minutes late. If you've been hanging around in any of the other boxes, you already know that the Digitard has been getting his butt kicked as usual, and so I blame YouTube today. So if you're a YouTube person, go yell at them and tell them to be nice to me next time. And other than that, welcome Real Talk with Keith motherfucking Walker, Tuesday edition. What's up? And so, special guest, as promised, is I got Neela Rogers here on the speakerphone calling in, and we have not practiced any of this. So if it's dumb, too bad. I'm not charging any of you fuckers anything right now, so deal with us. Anyway, so yeah, hello there, Nico. What's going on?
Oh, so much. I actually just got done with an interview right before this, so it's been a good busy day.
Okay, cool. So, for those who don't know Nika, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and how we got to be hanging out and all that, and we'll go from there.
Well, if I remember correctly, I think we just kind of met at different concerts throughout the years.
Right.
Kind of more officially in the last, year, I would say.
Right.
But we've, kind of been concert buddies for a long time. I own and run Metal Nation, which is a website that does concert reviews, does album reviews, and interviews rock and metal musicians. Sometimes a little bit more out of that category as well. I've interviewed a comedian. I've talked about interviewing authors that have all has to do with somewhat rock and metal. There's been a couple country/indie kind of more geared toward, but I just do what I want.
Whoa!
Usually rock and metal.
Okay, you do what you want. Where have I heard?
This is the good plug for your book.
Yeah, I never heard that before. What a crazy concept. How do you do that? Anyway, okay, cool. So yeah, we through all of that process, it was because I had to go scroll back because I had to go see about my lack of technology and all that. Oh, there's Pam sneaking in behind me. What?
Hi, Pam.
Hi, baby. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Awesome.
Right.
All right.
So it was about a year ago that I darkened your airwaves, as I recall, and we had the opportunity. It is now. Yeah, Pam just came in and said YouTube's not up, and I'm like, no, I'm on now. So she must have tried to get in, and it was not working.
Not going beforehand, yeah.
And so anyway, but it's up now. Should be anyway. Yeah. So we had we took the opportunity, and as I recall, we spent a little time doing the little. See, I'm going to show off my book. You can't see that right now, but yeah, I did a little book plug, and we talked about that for a while, and we talked about some other topics, and then, as I recall, we talked a lot about anthrax. And
that sounds about right.
Always a great.
That was a fun chat. We chatted for a long time. That was a fun one.
It went for a good piece of time, so that was good. So, so I guess what I would. As far as this venue, it's less metal, but it could be. But I'm working on, I guess, whatever this process is, we call it. It's a lot of goes in, kind of hand in hand with the book. addiction, mental health, recovery, human condition, life on life's terms, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And people who are positive minded and positive action and doing cool shit. And so, and of course, as I'm going through my Rolodex of life and looking at the people that I've been graced to cross paths with, you popped up again, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, she does some stuff. I know you do some work in the field, and and metal as well. So I thought, okay, this is not a bad fit, and get you in here. So let's if you would, like, let's talk a little bit about your background, your history, some of your experience, any of that kind of stuff that you want to share, if you got any particular topics, and we can roll from there. So
Sure.
you get the floor for a bit.
Well, ironically, obviously, I'm a mental health professional. I am a mental health therapist. And so, of course, that's part of my jam as well. Right. And then I have ran a Random Acts of Kindness Facebook page for, oh my gosh, probably 10 to 15 years now. So all the things that you just spoke about is definitely all things that I'm very passionate about and love as well. So that's really cool that's what you're using this platform for. I think it's really important, especially to spread, positivity and kindness. We live in a really hectic and stressful world, and it's important to try to slow down and remember the more important things in life.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what's the Random Act of Kindness stuff?
It's just like different stories, different videos, different ideas. I actually have been really terrible about keeping up on it probably within the last year, but I used to be really good about sharing just different ideas, like simple as smiling at someone and opening the door for them. Those types of small things really can turn someone's life, or not life, sometimes life, but usually day around.
Sure.
And then, like, if there's a elderly couple that lives close to you, bringing them some treats or bringing them some flowers or whatever, just to kind of brighten their days, because sometimes the older generation gets forgotten. Mm-hmm. So it's important to remember them and honor them and make sure that they're not feeling forgotten. But yeah, it's anything and everything under the umbrella of kindness, either just shared experiences. People sometimes would say different things that they had done or had experienced from other people, and sometimes it's just sharing videos and stories.
Okay. And is that a Facebook platform that you're talking about?
Yeah, it's just a Facebook group.
Okay. Random Acts of Kindness. Okay. Well, I'll have to go check that out and darken that door as well. Sounds good.
I'll send it the link. I need to be better about being up on it anyway, so that's a good reminder for me to get back to that.
The nudge. Yeah, it's
I'm wearing so many hats anymore. I think sometimes it's just hard to remember to wear them all.
Right. So how much are you working? A lot? Are you busy?
Yeah. I own my own business, Mindful Awareness Counseling, and then I'll tell you a little funny something here that not everybody or not very many people know, but I'm a huge It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan, and so when I was trying to come up with my business name, I did Mindful Awareness because those are two things that I incorporate into counseling. I think it's really, really important. And then counseling, so the acronym is actually MAC, which is one of the characters on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And then I also work for, I just barely started with an agency with a friend of mine that owns the agency called Calm Waters here in Boise. And so I'm kind of pulling double duty as far as that, but so many people are needing help right now. And, it's just a really stressful world that we've kind of created here. And so it's a lot of people that are on wait lists and are just really needing to be able to have that person to either just that non-biased person or, some guidance with getting through it all.
Right. Yeah, the challenge is real for sure. And
Mhm.
it's just, it is what I have found as well. I mean, everybody likes to work and get paid and do all that, but then again, it's not, I mean, like there's never a lack of work in our
Mhm.
field, and that's very unfortunate. Like it's not
Yeah.
like we're doing work because good shit's going on. So that's,
Mhm.
yeah, that's interesting, challenging. So you work a lot. So let me ask you this, just for kicks, because this is a topic that's come up before, and so I always like to pick people's brains. What is your burnout or lack
Mhm.
of or stay out of burnout mode practice look like?
Uh,
Like, what does
it,
Nika do to not get all stressed out?
Yeah, it's a tough one because it's not a money making field. So even when you are working a
Well,
lot of
yeah.
hours, it's not like you're like rolling in the dough and not having to deal with the financial crisis that the economic crisis that we're all kind of
Okay.
experiencing.
Right.
But that's a really important question. Burnout something I think a lot of people don't recognize sometimes can last for months to years. It's not something that you can easily get yourself out. It's not just having a day or a week or whatever where you're
Right.
just exhausted. It can disrupt your whole life. So it's something I've really tried to stay up on because I've already gone through that whole process of burnout. Metal Nation is one of the biggest ones. Being able, I know it's more work, but it's something that I enjoy
Right.
very much. It's something I'm so passionate about. So that is a big part of my mental health and making sure that I'm, keeping up on myself. And horror movies. I love horror movies, and that weirdly helps relax me.
Okay. I, I love shit like that, and it's just, I, I think anymore, and maybe I don't know, maybe it's just because we all gravitate towards each other or whatever, but I think it's weird not to have some fucking over the top mental health therapy. Like, okay, like, I don't know. I like to go out onto a mountaintop and burn a candle and breathe. And it's like, okay, that's pretty cliche. And some people might do that, but I like getting to the mountaintop because
Mhm.
that's where my parachute landed when I jumped out of an airplane. Like that's what I put, right? I mean, it's just like
Yeah.
that's the shit I like to do. And obviously, again, we certainly have that commonality is where, I like a good Slayer album is very therapeutic
Mhm.
and whatnot. And as we were talking, I don't know if any of you guys snuck in on any of the platforms before we got going, but we were talking about concerts and music and stuff like that. And that is, um, for, like I said, for most of the people I know, that's a backdrop for mental
Mhm.
health is music. I've always, and really box music in language of the soul. Everybody gets it. Um, Language or any uh, human specifics all go out the window. Everybody gets the
Mhm.
vibe, and all the bullshit stays at the front door. And we get to come together as a community, etc., all that stuff. And if you haven't gone to a concert lately and got into that, I feel bad for your stop hating yourself and go catch a show. Highly
Yeah.
recommended. But it's just, um, again, this is how, for a lot of us, it's, that relief, that release, that whatever that is. And so very important. I mean, you bring up a good point, and it's just like if anybody's paying attention, this is me playing clinical supervisor on your ass.
Mhm.
Just cause like the trick, quote unquote, is like don't let shit get out of control. Like mental health, mindfulness, staying out of the burnout phase. Like like you said, I mean, if you get behind the eight ball on it, then it's a challenge getting back to chill. So this is like, and we do it all the time as therapists. We talk to our clients and we tell them, you need to do this and you need to do it every day and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, practice what you preach, fool. Like, yeah, like when you clock out, you need to go crank up some tunes or go sit out in the backyard and get zen for, like, you need to do that self-care shit every day. And then, yeah, Pam says metal and horror movies. Love this. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's so it doesn't get problematic and out of control. So, yeah, because we're not, I mean, I don't know. I do, like I said, I've done a lot of counseling and supervising, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And it's just, so I've seen it go bad. And I just, like, if you work for me, you're not allowed to do that. Cause I know it's just like, when you're all fucked up, you are not effective.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just, and that's
you
scary.
Can't even concentrate on what the person is saying because you're so burned out that you're absolutely not effective. And really, you mentioned, like, you know, being in nature and even, like you said, sitting in your backyard. Those are things I love. I love gardening, but unfortunately, in our valley, it's been full of smoke for the last, I mean, pretty much all summer. Yeah. So being outside is not as pleasurable as it usually is. When it rains, I'll go and stand barefoot in it. That helps me realign myself. I love the rain. I love nature. I think those are things that are really rejuvenating as well. And I love to read. Now I read almost everything. I don't care for romance or for, like, kind of the spicy stuff, but pretty much anything else I like to read. But I also like to read horror books, and so it's kind of the same thing. Right. The horror movies, horror books. It's a weird. People that don't, like, understand metal and horror think that those are negative and things that are gonna make you angry or bring you down or depress you, and it's so quite the opposite. And anybody that doesn't understand it, all they have to do is step one foot into either a horror movie, like at the theater, or a metal show, and see a community of people that just are very passionate about those things. And that, especially with the metal community, the rock and metal community, it's such a strong love for one another. It's a really, really cool experience to continually have and be a part of.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And I don't know. I mean, I guess the only caveat I'd throw on that again is we're all wired differently. And so I'm all about, like, different strokes for different folks, but like, whatever it is, that the challenge is, like, whatever your niche is, whatever your chill is, you need to go do that. Like, and if it's not horror and metal, that's cool. You won't be hanging out with us, lamer. No. But hey, go listen to some soft jazz and read a romance novel or I mean, whatever. It's just whatever is your gig. The important piece, obviously, is, again, you're a grown up. Like, you got to take care of yourself. You got
to remember that.
It's part of the deal. Is, like, you got to be an active participant in your life, and so some of that requires some effort and some action and all that good stuff. But that's why, again, and I'll throw out props for both of us and anybody else who's listening and doing shit. We get, things like this, I think, are very important, and we all do a lot of it. Like, we're in gratitude chains or following other people. Social media can be great. Like, there's some meme about be nice to somebody else, or it doesn't cost nothing to be nice, just goofy little shit like you were talking about. And again, I'm not going to change the whole planet forever, but we, I mean, we cross other people's paths all the time, all day long, and all that. So if you can help somebody make one adjustment a day and just kind of change their energy for a minute or an hour or whatever. I mean, it's just it all.
It's a superpower. It's
Yeah,
a superpower
it
we all
does.
possess that we forget that we have.
Yeah, and it all builds on itself. So that's, like I said, I think it's important things like this because we do get, and I'm guilty as charged as much as anybody else. Like we get hung up in life, we get caught up, things get busy, um, or it's just not as exciting. So we like drop this habit or that habit, we get complacent, and then wake up all fucking crazy 2 weeks later going, what the hell happened? Like, oh, I forgot to do my gratitude list, or I forgot to make this phone call to my confidant, and check in, or whatever those things are that we do to kind of do that maintenance to stay grounded and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I don't know. That's just, like I said, the plug for, the things you got going on or the things I got going on is I use an analogy way too often, but again, it's pretty simple. It's rocks in a pond, and every time you do something, it's just physics. I mean, that's just kind of what I've come up with. And the universe is a big place, and there's a lot going on, but it's really pretty fucking simple. Like it runs on laws, and physics is one of them. And it's, if you throw a rock in a pond, it ripples, and it spreads out, and it's, and life is like that as well. If I nudge one person, there's a ripple, and they're gonna nudge somebody else, and it just builds on it. And it's not really all that complicated. And I think that's just, well, I mean, I write about it in the book because I think it's just important and to like simplify, and that's how I get by my days. It's just, it's again, just, every action demands an equal and opposite reaction, whatever you want to call that. So garbage in, garbage out. And it's like, okay, well, if I want good stuff in, I should do good stuff. And if I do a good thing, then it ripples, and then it's good for, I mean, it's not that fucking hard, people.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just remembering to do it. And that's something I will say I so much admire about you and Pam both is how much time and effort you guys put into spreading that, not only kindness but awareness. You both are so fantastic at that. I've loved watching Pam's alternate page with the gratitude, and just seeing what you guys are doing is so heartwarming, and you're doing a lot, and I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. That's nice. That's nice to know. Again, there's a ripple. Oh, shucks.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just not. I mean, how do I even say it? Like, it's it's just, like I said, it's just not that complicated. It's just not that hard, and it's like, it's a wonderful thing when you are, because the bottom line is, like with the gratitude list and the stuff we do here, that's an inside gig. Like I do that. I know Pam does it as well, but I mean, when push comes to shove, like I do that for me. So I don't become a total self-centered asshole, because that's my disease. I'm all about me, man, and that's where it goes. And so I have to stay grateful. The fact that people tag along with that is just like, again, these are cherries on top, and more to be grateful for. And it's just, which is a wonderful, again, it's, well, I'll steal a phrase. I remember early in recovery, I'd go to these 12 steps meetings, and people would say, people in the middle don't fall off the edge. And so it's like, be engaged, be involved, be a part of, and things like that is like throw out a gratitude list, and then you get a handful of other people following, and they're doing it, and all of a sudden you're in the lifeboat.
Mm-hmm.
And if you skip a couple days, somebody's going to go, "Hey, dumbass, where you at? Like, are you all right?" And somebody's checking on, did you fall out of the boat? Where are you going? Like, you got a life jacket? And it's just, again, the toolbox is not like, these are not rocket science tools. It's like a hammer and a screwdriver. Like, we all know how to kind of use them, and they're not, I don't know. Anyway, well, cool. Well, I appreciate that. And I know Pam will appreciate hearing that as well. Because again, sometimes, in which I've found in doing this thing right here, and you probably know it just as well too. Like, you do good work, you hang out, but do you ever get to see the results? I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Very often.
right. And it's not a bad thing. It just is like, and I've gotten, again, that doesn't help in burnout either if you feel like you're not getting anything done. But it's like, we're seed planters, and sometimes you never know what kind of impact you had or any of that kind of stuff. And again, certainly because I work when I'm working most of the time in the alcohol and drug field, and so like that one, like I do often see results regularly, but they suck.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you get to know when people relapse and disappear and they go back to prison or they fucking overdose. So I mean, it's like, but
That's
like,
that's a tough,
oh yeah,
group of people for sure, because there's so much pain there, and it's a very misunderstood
hmm
dynamic.
sure. And like I said, you just, but the success stories are, again, because success in that realm kind of happens over time as well. So I guess the point I was getting at is that, again, the fruits of the labor, quote unquote, or whatever, is just having a faith that it's like, no, I'm doing the right thing. This is good
Mm-hmm.
therapy, and it's good sharing. Like, everything's okay here, and let it go. But I will tell
Yeah.
you again, like, this particular gig here has just been very humbling, for lack of better. Like, I'm a month and a half in on this, and there's been a lot of really cool feedback. Like, it's been a whole new crew of people that I've rolled into, and again, it's just like minds think alike, right? And hang out and all that kind of stuff. So I've been able to come across some really cool people, and it just, you know, like I said, there is a little bit of movement with it, and I mean, I don't know. We'll see what the universe decides to do with it. But in the moment, I mean, it's keeping me occupied.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and
Right.
out of trouble. So at a minimum. But again, it's life is a team sport, and I'm all about like building an all-star team. For lack of a better way to put it. So, and I appreciate you being a part of that as well, which you are. So,
Thank you.
oh yeah,
That means a lot to me.
yeah, it's very cool. No, I get giddy about this stuff. It's just so, the universe is entertaining. It really is. I think, a lot of people are not fans of how things are going.
Sure.
I find it ridiculously entertaining. And I think the universe loves me because I'm kind of an asshole, but I do all right. So it must like me. I don't know. And I try not to be. But no, I mean, it's cool. And I mean, I've enjoyed this piece, and it's going to be interesting to see where it goes from here. So anyway,
Yeah.
enough of that all good rambling. What's next for Nika, what do you got on your agenda? I mean, I know you're
Uh,
working two jobs or whatever for starters, but
a
yeah.
lot of my agenda stuff is actually pretty fun stuff outside
Mhm.
outside of work, and I love what I do.
Right.
I don't love all the behind the scenes stuff that we have to do, which feels like it's counterproductive to what we're trying to do. But I have a lot of really fun Metal Nation things that I'm working on. I have some things that I'm going to be rolling out soon. I've already kind of gotten started, and I'm really, really excited about. So I have high hopes for it turning out the way that I feel like it's going to. And then we also, so we're going to be doing kind of a side channel with some. I haven't quite announced yet what it is. I have a little bit here and there in interviews, but. And then we also have talked about potentially starting like a book club. Right now we're reading Kim Thiel's Soundgarden book. And so we thought about potentially doing kind of a little extra side thing with, musician books. And that's still something we're playing with as well. But yeah, it's mostly Metal Nation stuff that I'm working on and stoked about right now.
Okay. Cool. So, do you have any spoiler alerts, like who's coming up next that you can share?
Sure, yeah. So today I just interviewed Mem from Exhumer, and that one was a great one. He actually is a social worker. He's a director in the social work field. He's been doing it from the early 2000s, so we got on a good topic about that as well.
Really?
I have Jake, the vocalist of August Burns Red, on Friday. I'm working on a Miss May I interview coming up. I'm still waiting to hear what the schedule is, but have that coming up. And as far as ones I've already done that I still need to roll out, I got Brittany Slays from Unleash the Archers that I talked to, I think it was last week, and Francesco from Windrose. It was weirdly my third interview with both of them, and we were talking about their involvement with the new Transformers soundtrack that they were a part of. Oh, wow. And so, yeah, lots of stuff. Staying super busy with all that.
Very cool. Very cool. Wow. August Burns Red, Miss May I. Those are names I actually know.
Yeah, so August Burns Red, this will be my second one, but okay. I interviewed Brent before, the guitar player. Just wonderful, wonderful people. Mm-hmm. So that one will be, I'm super looking forward to. And yeah, Miss May I is coming out with an album, and I think it's October 3rd, I believe it was. Okay. So that one I'm super stoked about too. They're coming to our area with Born of Osiris in December. Okay. So I'm looking forward to that.
Right on. Well, very cool.
And always shows. Lots of concerts coming up.
Right.
Get to see one of my favorites, so I'm pretty stoked about that too.
Right. Very good. Yeah. All right. Cool. So, and the smoke is starting to chill out a little bit in your neck of the woods, or not so much?
No, not yet. We have it's unhealthy every day, but some days it's lower on the unhealthy and other days it's higher on the unhealthy. I don't know if we were recording before when I mentioned that Men at Work canceled their show on Thursday because of the air quality, which is completely understandable. So unfortunately, they won't be coming. 311 is still playing tonight outdoors. I think it just kind of depends on the band and their comfort level with it. But it's pretty brutal. I was only out in it Saturday for a little bit, and I've been coughing every night, and it's been pretty brutal. So unfortunately, it hasn't really let up much yet.
That is, it's summer in the Pacific Northwest, and it, as I recall,
everything's on fire.
It does that pretty regularly, and it just different, it seems like, well, of course, every year some batch is on fire, and maybe it's not the same every year because it burned it last year. I don't know, but it seems like a different part of that region is inundated, with that, and that's just that
This is
sucks.
definitely worse than I've ever experienced
Yeah.
before. Just as far as the longevity of it, it just hasn't stopped. And with the triple-digit heat on top of it, it's just been kind of not a fun one, but that's okay.
Yikes! Yeah.
It's been a wild summer.
Indeed. Yeah, we haven't. I mean, we're down here in Vegas, so it's a desert. So I don't think you can burn dirt. But so I don't know that we get a lot of that, as I recall, even the short couple of years that we were here before. I mean, we certainly could. I would assume whether something in the mountain regions, I don't know, Arizona, blowing up north, California, if it gets really bad, I think can drift this far, but it hasn't. But it hasn't mattered. Like, it's just fucking been 115 degrees every day for a month or a month and a half, it feels like, which I usually love that shit, but I'm a little over it. I'm getting older. It's just, but I tell Pam, I mean, we sit here and frown at each other, but the air conditioner works. And, if I had to pick, because unless you're living in Southern California or like a fucking island paradise, you're going to have a time of the year that sucks, I think, weather-wise. And it's like, well, Northeast Oregon from fucking October to March sucks. Or June to August here sucks. And okay, do the math on that. Like, it's I'm not gonna miss. I mean, I didn't shovel snow one time last year. Just saying. And I gotta tell you, I mean,
fortunately and unfortunately, neither did I, but that is not normal here.
Right? Yeah, no, I hear it was actually pretty mild up there.
It was nothing. I think that's why this summer has been so brutal.
I mean, shit. I don't know. But anyway, hopefully, again, it's supposed to cool off a little bit this week. We might get a little bit of that monsoon season, which would be nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's all that.
I already decorated for Halloween, so I'm hoping that's going to bring some fall weather already.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, at least you're not one of those year-round Christmas freaks.
No, that doesn't come until usually November 1st. I'll switch everything over.
Wow,
I love my Halloween season. So
okay, good. Yeah. All right. Well, good for that. Well, good luck. Yeah, hopefully things clear out soon enough and you can get back out into the garden and pull some weeds and breathe.
Yes, breathe the fresh air will be definitely nice. I won't take it for granted anymore.
Right. Right on. All right. Well, you got anything else for me here?
Not that I can think of. Yeah, just as far as the Middle Nation stuff, keep an eye out for what we're doing.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, it's always a pleasure to chat with you. I always look forward to again what you and Pam are doing and chatting with you guys, and hopefully we'll see one of these places here soon. Right
on. Well, I appreciate you too, and let's continue to pay attention to each other's stuff and share and comment and tell your friends and all that. And I'll be doing the same thing on my end for your stuff so that we can stay busy and keep doing cool shit and all that stuff. And again, we're building whatever we're building here. A good guy platforms, right? And hanging out. Yeah.
No, you say good guy, I think Chucky.
What's that?
say good guy, and that makes me think of Chucky. But no, I like that
All
we
right.
definitely have a lot of the same things that we're trying to achieve. So I
Sure.
agree. I
Right on.
appreciate you throwing me in your circle as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you stopping in, and we will. I'll keep dicking around with technology. At some point, I'll figure out which platform I want to like fall
Dedicate to.
into, and then figure out how to do some more technology. But for now, I'm getting by, so I guess I'll deal with it. But anyway,
Google Meets might be another one to check out. See if that's one you can live stream on. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure. A lot of it looks like it's pretty easy to do if you want to pre-record, and I think it's set up like that, which is odd to me. But I mean, if you're doing something live, trying to bounce that into a handful of platforms, that may not be the right thing either. And I may just have to do something like doing the record and then, funnel everybody into one platform. But anyway, in the meantime, we'll just keep goofing around with this. So yeah. Well, thanks again. Yeah, I appreciate you stopping in and hanging out for a little bit. Always a great time. And for all you sports fans out there, again, Metal Nation, plug it in your Facebook or your YouTube, either of those places, and you can find links and go hang out and go listen to Nika hang out with Rockstar. It's kind of cool. Right on.
Well, thank you so much, Keith. Wonderful to chat with you, and I will chat with you again soon.
Very good. All right. Have a good day, lady. Appreciate it.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. Alrighty then. Well, very good. So that was Nika, friend of yours and mine. And Pam's in there. Yep. Come to Vegas and do a live show. Okay. Come on, Nika. Come hang out. All right. So, yeah, cool. Appreciate y'all hanging out as well. That's always a good time. Love the interviews. And just props. Tomorrow's interview, James Niggemeyer is going to be back on the show. So if you guys remember him, he's our friend who was involved in the Dimebag Darrell gig 20 years ago ish, and went through the process. I had him on the show here, I want to say about a month ago, and he kind of put together all his collection of memorabilia and participated in an auction, and all the proceeds went to Taylor Foundation stuff. So that was all very cool. So now that that's all wound down and he's like recovering from all of that, he's going to join me tomorrow. We'll talk about how that went and kind of like what's next for James. So there you go. Make sure you are here live at noon for Real Talk with all of us. And we will catch y'all later. Oh, yeah. One more quick plug. 5 p.m. Pacific tonight. Recovery Unfiltered is happening. So Doc, Charlene, and I will be doing that. We're dealing with technology on that. I think that one's going to be, it just runs on YouTube. So it's YouTube at Recovery Unfiltered -42. So be there. I think she's going to have the platform, and I will be calling in to her because we still haven't figured out how to do the whole split screen thing. So, and do it live. So that's how that's going to work out. Make sure you show up, come hang out, jump in a chat box, Q&A. Tonight's topic is stigma, which is always a lot of fun to talk about. But it's always a big topic and it's worth addressing. So come hang out with us. We appreciate that. And I will catch all y'all later. So deuces, Facebook. Right on. All right. Later, YouTube.